Hey there, what's going on? My name is Basir. Welcome to 8th video of 100 web project series. And in this video, we are going to create the following tooltip using only HTML and CSS. This is kind of clone of Bootstrap tooltip and it sounds like pretty identical. And moreover than that, you're also welcome to change the size of the arrow, the color of the tooltip, and also its offset. Let's actually do that. So in here, I'm going to choose this red color. The width of the arrow, I want it to be like 10 pixels, and also the offset to be something like 5 pixels. There we go. If I just go back here, now you can see we changed the size of the arrow, also the color of the tooltip, and moreover than that, its offset. So without any further ado, let's get started. I already have my code editor opened in here, so I'm going to start creating the index.html file. Okay, so in here, I created the HTML boilerplate. The title is tooltip. Now back into the body, I'm going to create a div with the class of tooltip, which data content is going to be top tooltip, like so, and this is top tooltip. And make sure to also create the CSS file and link them together, like here, link style.css. Now if I just run this in live server, and then stack them side by side, well, you can see that nothing fancy is going on in here. Well, back into style.css, I'm going to start styling the body. Just going to have a display grid, place item center, and also a minimum height of 100 vertical height. Place item center is going to position this tooltip to the center both horizontally and vertically. Now in here for the tooltip class that we already created that, I'm going to just target it, tooltip, and add a position of relative to it. So we are going to position this relative because bottom, top, left, and right tooltips are going to be positioned relative to this tooltip. And also a border bottom, like 1 pixel dashed in dark gray. There we go. Make sure to spell this correctly. And also I'm gonna add this font family of Sigu UI. There we go. Now back into here, well, nothing is going on so far. We need to add this tooltip in here, and this top tooltip should be shown. So back into style.css, I'm gonna create this pseudo element or this virtual element before, and the content of that is going to be an attribute. Well, this attribute says that, well, grab the attribute from this tooltip. Whatever attribute that I'm going to specify in there is going to grab that. So if I just paste it right here, you look right there that the content of that which top tooltip is going to show up in the screen. So if I paste it, you see that it's appeared in there. So I'm going to add a background color for that, which is going to be this dark background color, and also a color of white. Make sure to add a padding of like 0.5 rem to make it look good. Also a rounded corners like 4 pixels. And now that is it. For this to position it at the top of it, I'm gonna add a position absolute here, and then from the bottom it is like 100%. There we go. Also make sure to add this white space of no wrap too, so it looks good. Now to position this in the center, there is one more step we have to take. From the left 50%, and then transform and translate x to minus 50%. There we go. Now you can see it's positioned on top of this tooltip and it is centered. So what is this transform translate x minus 50%? If I uncomment that out, this is how it is going to look. So this translate x minus 50% is going to push this tooltip to half of its own width on the left side. This minus means on the left side, and 50% half of its own width. So that's going to be pushed on the left side in x-axis or horizontal axis to half of its own width. Now if I uncomment that out, you can see how it's its behavior. Alright, so now we are already done. Just let's add this visibility of hidden for that, and all the way up until here. I'm gonna grab this tooltip and add this hover. Also make sure to add that before as well, and then the visibility is visible. Like so, if I just hover my mouse on that, now you can see it's shown. But there's a lot of things to cover. We have to show that arrow. So in order to show that arrow, first I'm going to uncomment this out and grab this tooltip after. Tooltip after. Again, this after is a virtual element, or you can call that a pseudo element, and the content of which is going to be just nothing. like so. It's gonna have a width of like 0 and then a height of 0, like so, and then let's add a border of like 10 pixels solid red. There we go. So this is how it's gonna look. First, make sure to position this as absolute as well. Well, that is it. The border of it is 10 pixels solid red, and the width and height of which is also 0. Now let me show you something. Border bottom dash color and make it blue, like so. For border right color, make it green. So now you can see the behavior of that. How is that gonna look? And if I change this to something like black, then you'll notice that using this border 10 pixel solid, we are going to create different kind of arrows. So this can be for top arrow, this for the bottom, this one for the left, and this one for the right. Okay, so how to do that? First, I'm gonna just change these colors. This red is going to be transparent, like so, and that border top dash color is going to be again the color that we used. All right, now to position this in the center, right somewhere in here, I'm gonna again use the very same thing we did earlier. So I'm gonna just copy that out of there and paste it right here. There we go. So now you can see it's positioned at the right side, exactly how expected. So I'm gonna again explain this. Transform translate X is going to actually move this. Let me first uncomment this out. It's going to move this to the horizontal axis by the half of its own width. Now if I just uncomment it, there we go. This is how it's gonna look. But now you can notice that it's kind of glued to this text here. We want this to be a little bit on top. So for that to do, I'm gonna add this width of the arrow to the bottom right here using this calc function. So this is a very useful function right here. So that 10 pixels, now you can see it is moved a little bit to the top by the size of this arrow in here. So how to also move this arrow on the top? I'm gonna first add the bottom of 100%. There we go. And then if I add this opacity of like 0.7, you can now see that the tooltip after is within the tummy of top tooltip. And how to bring it right here, I'm gonna just have to border bottom dash width, it has to be 0. And why this border bottom width caused that to come in here, I'm gonna show that for you real quick. I'm gonna say first that border bottom dash color to be red. Now you can see that this border bottom color is preventing this one to just come down, but when I'm specifying its width to be 0, now you see that it's gone. So you can get rid of this one as well. All right, so far we are done with this part of it. I can just go back here and comment that out. You see that we created the top tooltip. Now to create the bottom tooltip is going to be slightly the same, but before that we need to actually specify that this is going to be a top tooltip. So I'm going to add this top right here, and then down right there I'm going to specify that how we created that top tooltip. So everything from this tooltip before and tooltip after that concerns about positioning that top tooltip, so I'm going to just add it right here. So here tooltip dot top and before. All right, so here the bottom, we need this one, and also these 3 lines of code to be pasted right there. And also for the tooltip top after, make sure to copy everything that concerned with top tooltip with its positioning. So that includes this 3 lines of code. So I'm gonna paste it right here, and now you can see that it is totally gone and it looks really nice. Make sure to cut those off from there as well and paste it right here. All right, so we are done up until this point. Now let's create the bottom tooltip. I'm going to zoom this out a little bit, and back into index.html I'm going to create this bottom tooltip like so. Well, you can see that this kind of look hideous. Well, let's wrap them inside a container and then place both of these inside this container. Now for the container I'm going to add a little bit of styling right up until here. Here's the container, add a width of like 768 pixels, and that is it. Then display this as flex, and also justify content as a space around. There we go. If I just zoom out, there it is. This is how it is gonna look. And if you're concerning what's going on here, just let me add that opacity again so you can see it's on top of that text there. Alright, so back into here, just to position this in the bottom, I'm gonna actually copy this whole thing out from there and paste it right here. So make sure that this is bottom. I'm gonna copy that out and then paste it right here, and this one as well. Well, to position this at the bottom, as you can guess, this is going to be top. So from the top, 100% plus 10 pixels, which is the size of that arrow. Refresh. So you can see now it's in the bottom. And right now this is not a top arrow. How do we add that? I'm gonna call this as border bottom dash color, and also make sure to change this to top width. And now you can see it's kind of really looking good. And also make sure to copy this out and paste it here. Now you can see it's exactly where it must be. Okay, now if I just go back in here and change its opacity to be, well, now you can see it kind of really looks good. And you can even go all the way up until here. The visibility is hidden. Also make sure to add that visibility hidden to this one as well. Now if you hover over that, you can see that it is working. But where are the tooltip after and before? Well, that's not showing up because we didn't add it in here. Well, right there, I'm gonna add that after. So previously the after was not showing, those arrows were not showing, and now they should be in their place. There we go. All right, now the only thing left is the left tooltip and also the right tooltip. That's very easy. If so far you know how to create this top and bottom tooltip, then that should be also very easy. Back into index.html, I'm gonna duplicate this line and change this to left. Obviously make sure to call this as bottom 2, and right here this is B for bottom and L for left. This is left tooltip, and also this already left. Well, that's okay. Back into style.css, I'm gonna go back all the way up until here, and I'm gonna hit that again so they are commented out so we know what we are dealing with. All right, so back into here at the bottom of the page, again I'm going to just duplicate it once again for the left. Now for the left is going to be a little bit different, and you will notice that. Why? First of all, you need to remove these two things, because now we are not dealing with horizontal axis, rather we are dealing with the vertical axis, which is the y-axis and not the x-axis. So first you're going to get rid of that, and now what you can say is that from the right is going to be 100% 10 pixels right there. Also notice that now this left tooltip with this dark background color is not positioned vertically in the center. And how do you do that? Well, again the same we did for the x-axis. From the top is 50%, and again this one right here, transform translate y to minus 50%. All right, again this question is gonna pop up in your mind. What's this transfer translate y minus 50%? Well, the same as translate x minus 50% is. I mean, this translate y minus 50% is basically saying that move this to the top. Minus means top, and if it was supposed to be like plus, then it would mean that to the bottom. So it's minus, which means to the top, and 50%, which means to the half of its own width. Now if I just comment that out, and there we go. So now you better understand how it works. All right, so now to position this right here, you know how that arrow should be positioned. We already covered that. So this is going to be border left color, and also this one to be border right width. All right, and also this is not supposed to be this top 100%, should be gone away, and this is, well, let me actually get rid of that. From the right it is 100%. There we go. So far it looks really good, but there is still one tiny issue that we have to fix, and that is this. You see that this transform translate x minus 50% that we duplicated, it should now just vanish from here. There we go. Now it's positioned exactly where it is supposed to be positioned. All right, so we created the left tooltip, and now time for creating that right tooltip as well. Okay, so again all the way up until here, I'm gonna uncomment this out so you can see how is that gonna look. Back into index.html, I'm gonna create the markup for the tooltip right. So I'm gonna duplicate it out. This is gonna be right. Make sure to call this right as well, and also this one is the right tooltip. There we go. Now for the right tooltip, in order to be shown, this is going to be exactly identical as this one. Just copy that out and duplicate it. So here from the left side, that is 100% plus 10 pixels. Also this is going to be the same too. Yep, I forgot something very important. This is right, and also this one is right as well. There we go. Now if I zoom that a little bit, and let me just go up until here. So now you can see again the same problem. I'm gonna change this to left and this one to right. Alright, back in here. Now you can see that it is positioned exactly as expected. Okay, why? Where is the rest of it? Yep, it's our tooltip. Yeah, there we go. It wasn't saved. So now you can see that we successfully created the top tooltip, the left tooltip, the bottom, and the right tooltip. Now it's time to make it a little bit more flexible. Like what if you want to change the color of it? What if you want to change the size of this arrow? Or even further, what if you want the offset, the position of the top tooltip a little bit more further than where it is right now? So for that to do, let me just go back into here. Alright, so I'm gonna just open that out. So right at the very top of it, I'm gonna add this root here and add the following variables. Well, this is going to be a row width, and that is like 10 pixels. Now you see this row width right here, so I'm gonna just copy that out and then replace it with everywhere where there is this 10 pixel. Just paste it, and there we go. If I just add it there, then you can see that this arrow width is added right there. Well, actually that's var arrow width. And now right at the top, I just noticed I changed this to, so that is actually 10 pixels. There we go. Now if I just stack them side by side, you see that still they looks same. And now if I change this to 5 pixels, now you can see that it is changed a little bit. Well, I'm gonna manage the rest of it, how and why there are some problems in here still showing up. Alright, so back into here. Well, actually let me close this out. That was for the demo. Okay, so you can still notice that this is not in there vertically, so just go way down up until here. Well, that is the after part right there. So make sure to add this top of 50% and also transform and then translate y to minus 50% as well. Then just copy this out and make sure to paste it right here as well. Now if I just flip back, you can see that they are positioned on that vertical axis in the center. Alright, now back in here, let's just change the color of these two so it's more flexible. And I'm gonna just go way up until here and say that color of the tooltip. So this time it is initially 333. So I'm just first gonna copy that out, and everywhere you see this one, I'm gonna replace it with the one that I created this variable. Well, where are they? I think that we renamed them. Okay, so let's just actually hard code it this way. Variable color tooltip, and then where else did we? Okay, so there it is. Let's just grab all of those and then variable, then paste the color right there. Now if I just flip back here, now you see that it's just showing up like that because well, because of this right here. I'm gonna add this red color just for fun. Okay, back in here, this is how it is gonna look. We changed the color, and finally, as a final step, we are going to change its offset too. And for that to do, I'm gonna first add that offset variable right here, offset, and make it to be something like 10 pixels. Then I'm gonna grab this offset from here and then back into style.css. Well, where is it? There we go. So from the bottom, 100%, and then the size of the arrow plus the offset, which is gonna be added right here. All right. Now just make sure to copy that out and paste it everywhere you see it for them. Okay, there and also there. Now if you just go back here, this is how it is gonna look. And just a little bit fix for this arrow to be actually glued to that top tooltip. There's going to be one other calculation that we're gonna be doing it. So that is for the after part, which is right here. Again, I'm gonna write that calc, and again just make sure to grab this variable right from here and then paste it there, plus variable offset. Now copy this out and go it down up until here, this for the right one, and then for the, where else do we need them? Now if you just flip back here, this is how it is gonna look for the right tooltip, for the bottom tooltip, for the top tooltip. Where is the top tooltip? There we go. This is from the bottom 100%, and now with this 100% plus the offset that we specified right here. Now if you flip back, this is how it is gonna look. Okay, so let's play with it. And then in here, let's change this to blue. The color is changed to blue. Let's change the size of the arrow, like 15. Oh, that is very big, actually 7. This is my favorite one. And the offset to be something like 20 pixels. Now you can see it is 20 pixels, and you can even go with 1 pixel. All right. And now you can just uncomment these out like so, and then just flip back to here. Now you can see we created it successfully. And as we are going through the end of this video, there's one more tip that I would like to add in here. If you go to tooltips component in Bootstrap website, you will see this data toggle, this data placement, and the title. And if you want to implement that right here, then you can do that as well. Just all you have to do is to replace this data content with title, like so, and then back into here in style.css, instead of grabbing that attribute, let me search for attribute. So instead of grabbing this data content, you're going to add that title there. Okay, so if you hover over that, well, let's refresh that out. Now if you hover over that, this is how it is all going to look. Okay, and for that data placement, this is going to be exactly the same. All you have to do is to go back into index.html and get rid of this, for example. And right here, I'm going to add this data. Actually, I'm going to go with position just to be a little bit more creative. Okay, data position of lift, and let's just copy that out like so, and then only for the lift. There we go. So there is the tooltip lift right here. So I'm going to grab both of those from there, and then these square brackets, and then add that data position of lift there. And if I just flip back into here, into tooltip, obviously you're seeing that it's working exactly the way as Bootstrap does. There we go. Here is the data position lift, and there is the title. Alright, so that was it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, just do me a quick favor, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, because YouTube's algorithm is a ruthless lady. It just buries unlike videos and unlike channels. So make sure to support my new channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.